July the 10th, 2023. We're going to start by with the invocations, the prayer. I will say the prayer today, and Commissioner Gordon, if you would lead us in the pledge, please. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all your many blessings. Thank you for the honor of being able to lead, guide, and direct this county the way you would have us to go, Father, as you open these doors of favor for us coming straight from you. I pray you give us the wisdom, the knowledge, and the discernment to go through those doors, to do what your will is for this county so that we can shine and make other counties wonder what happened to this place. We thank you for being with each one of us. We pray that you would continue to be with Jamie's daddy. Watch over him. We thank you for the healing of him and the answer to prayers. Pray that you would lead, guide, and direct this meeting and let it be pleasing in your sight. We ask it all in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Hickox is joining us by phone because of her father being in the hospital, and we did get a good report that the doctors can't find anything wrong with him, but the problem has ceased. Can you hear us, Commissioner Hickox?
I can.
Okay. All right. First item is adoption of the agenda. Does anybody have anything to amend the agenda about? I'll open the floor for a motion to approve the agenda as it is. Motion to approve the agenda. I second. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Next item on the agenda, I do want to remind all commissioners to try to speak into the microphone. I've had several complaints because people couldn't hear. I don't think we're on Facebook tonight, but they couldn't hear, and my brother can't hear. So. Anyway. The next item is approval of the minutes. The minutes for the regular meeting in June the 5th, 2023. Jamie's calling.
Dog you.
All right, I entertain a motion to approve those minutes. I'll second. Madam Clerk? Or I guess we need it first. Somebody's making the motion. I was just entertaining the motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I'll second. Okay, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah. Under presentations and announcements, we have none. Citizens' concerns, we have Mr. Rufus Dixon. I will remind you, when you come forward, we do have a 5-minute time limit on these.
Oh, everyone takes 5 minutes.
Okay, well, just in case you, just so you know, Madam Clerk, would you put the time on, please? And if you would come up to the microphone, please, sir.
Andy's going to put it on since I've got Jamie on my phone.
Okay.
I have one question. Why y'all pave half of the road? Do that?
And we are here just to hear your concern.
Yeah.
We're not here to answer questions or make any decisions tonight, but if I had to answer that question, I'd say probably ran out of money.
Right out of money.
Yes, sir.
But y'all gonna put $14 million worth of roundups here, and you can't pay a quarter-mile road. Thank you.
You can stop the clock, Mr. Baker. Thank you.
Wrong door.
Church Circle.
Church Circle.
Mr. Elton was gonna be here tonight to speak on it, but he got, he couldn't come.
And I think there's two houses on the very end of that road, and it's almost a half a mile of road, and there's only two houses down at the end of it. All right. Miss Lillian Burns, same thing, 5 minutes.
Oh, well, I won't go 5 minutes.
I have to
I don't
say,
have any live animals in here, all right? But I want each one of you to catch this thing when I throw it to you.
how about reptiles?
No reptile,
Okay.
baby. Here you go. Here you go, Miss Thomas. That's a stray dog. That's a stray cat. That's a stray dog that's injured. And he's fixing to bite you. Here's 3 hound dogs gonna attack my cats.
Don't give me a snake.
I haven't had anybody throw a snake out yet that I know of. Okay, and here's another cat with a bunch of kittens. All right? I want y'all to hold on to that because you can throw that away when you get leave here. All right. On June the 11th, I come home after lunch on a Sunday. There is a mixed pit bull dog in my yard. He's injured. What am I going to do? I'm going to call animal control to come get it, right? And I do. I get a very nice lady on the other end. I said, you know, I've got a dog out here. I don't know if he's injured. I'm a little afraid of him because you never know how an injured animal is going to react to you. I would like somebody to come out and pick him up. Sorry. You're out of luck. Town's full. And by the way, where is this? 2340 Beckman Lane? Oh, yeah. They've already had the deputies out there. Really? Well, why do they leave this dog out in my yard? Well, he's not the county's dog. And he's not aggressive, he's not gonna hurt you. Yeah, but he's not my dog either. Not my dog. But, well, he'll be all right. I said, no, someone needs to come. Of course, I wasn't quite that calm, okay? I was a little perturbed at that point. And questioning my Christianity, to be quite honest. So, here I am with an injured animal that's clearly half starving. I have no recourse. So, here's this dog in my yard. By noon the next day, I realized nobody from the county is coming to get this dog. So I called my 19-year-old granddaughter and her friend and my 15-year-old granddaughter. I said, please come out and help me load this dog up. I'm taking him to the vet. I have fed him some hot dogs I've had in my freezer for a good zillion years. And some chicken, cream chicken soup, okay? Because I'm starving to death. So they come out, they help me take him to the vet. Call it, I said, I want this animal assessed. If he's fixable, I want to fix him. But if it's going to cost me $1 billion, I want you to euthanize. So here's what I'm told. $90 to assess him, $70 to have him euthanized. Okay, I'm one of those people that has this S-U-C-K-E-R written across my forehead. And then the dog's looking at it. I can't kill him. So he comes in, he examines the dog. He says it's going to cost $150 for this one. I said, okay. This dog's looking at me. I said, okay, I'll pay the $150, I wanna find out what's wrong with this dog. If it's fixable without costing me thousands of dollars, this fixing, maybe somebody adopt it. So, $150 later, he comes in, he says, good news, is that he's got a leg fracture. But the good news is, it's already starting to heal, so we don't have to spin it. So, we end up $300 worth of antibiotics and 2 weeks of cage rest. That's out of my pocket. Alright? Because I don't have a heart to put it in. So, after 2 weeks, we go back. I still don't have anybody to adopt this dog. And I can't thank you. I've got 2 cats and a disabled husband. So, I'm still waiting. But in the meantime, in order to try to get somebody to adopt this dog, I'm having it neutered and minimum vaccination. That's another $400. I'm just getting minimum done for the animal because I have the town is full, the county's not coming. The county's not coming. This is the thing. I already paid taxes. I shouldn't have to continue to pay money to take care of the animal I'm a responsible citizen has done out. We need to figure it out. The town needs to be expanded. There should be an animal control officer available 7 days a week. It's not up to us responsible citizens to take care of people that's irresponsible for their pets. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated by the county. So that's basically what I've got to say. I can't figure out who called the deputies and why the deputies were out there while they left him in my yard. And I'm gonna tell you, Mr. Brawley, I thought about getting a little kennel and bringing him to your house. It crossed my mind. But you know what? I'm not that kind of person. But I do expect y'all to figure this out. If you don't, I will be back. I will be back because I'm very passionate and I'm very stubborn and I won't shut up. You can ask my friends about that. Shake on some of that.
Thank you.
Next item is public meetings. We have none, consent agenda, we have none. Old business, hospital authority, District 3, Doug Ellis with term expiring 6/30/23, and it was tabled from the June meeting.
I have 2 other names now. Sean O'Keefe and Kenneth Reddish. And of course, we want to continue with the local home office. These 3 names we could pass on to the authority board.
We'll make that in the form of a motion.
I will make that
I'll second this term.
You send me your phone number. I got Sean's and I got Doug's and who's commissioners.
Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Prairie.
Yes. Commissioner Hickox, is there any way you can mute that until time to vote, please?
Yep.
Or either get inside the vehicle? Thank you. Next up, new business, consider an approved contract with Heart of Georgia Omaha Regional Commission and Wayne County Transit. You know, last month we did one with the health department. This one is a little bit different. This is with DHS and the Wayne County Service Center, and this is just a contract we have with them. This is an annual update, and we just need a motion to
That's the way it's true.
approve. I have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner Prairie,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Next item is to consider and approve agreement for IT with Diversified Technical Solutions. We did get a copy of that contract, and I guess everybody read through it. There was a couple of questions that I had about the contract, and I think something that we need to look at. We, as a commission, we're not allowed to do a contract for over a year, which this contract, because if we do it for over a year, that's binding another commission possibly to a contract that we have approved. However, this contract starts on July the 15th. And it's a one-year contract and a 90-day advance notice if we are going to cancel that contract. So I think we need to work this out so that the contract goes through April, I believe it is, so that we would have, that the new commission would have the opportunity to cancel this contract if they felt the need. I don't see why there would be, but I think that's the fair thing we need to do. And there was a couple of other things. Under item B, the services that are excluded, I think we need to add in there that those items, whether it's parts or hardware or licensing or any of that, that needs to be brought either before the administrator or before the commission before any of that is spent. As I said, there is a 90-day termination on either party can terminate that contract within 90 days and 30 days if there is a change in fees. If the monthly base rate is adjusted, let's see, automatic renewal. I think this needs to be brought before the commission 90 days prior, just like what I was talking about. If we have it where the contract is through April, then that will get us back on track. So if a new commission comes in January, they would be able to vote on this contract and be able to cease and desist from using that contract if they wanted to.
According to what I read, you have 90 days prior to the contract renewing that you can cancel.
That's right. But it also says if we do not cancel it, it automatically renews. So if we forgot or something like that, I think it would just be a reminder. And like I say, these are just things that I looked at that I've seen that we've had problems with in the past in other contracts, not that we would have any with this one.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, and Mr. Harris, since you're here, I want to apologize to you because Amanda and I talked about these issues this morning. Both of us got busy, and I was actually supposed to call you and just kind of brief you on it, and I didn't, so I apologize. But I don't think, I mean, I'm not asking for an answer, but obviously what the chairman is talking about is just, I think, routine housekeeping type stuff. It shouldn't be an issue, but we'll discuss it.
Okay.
And I don't have a problem approving this contract with these changes. I don't think anything of them are out of that ordinary to ask it. And if you have a problem with it, you can decline it, and we can have another contract written up next month.
Listen,
You don't have to answer it
no,
here.
I told Paul that I'm here to help you. I'll do whatever it takes.
Perfect.
I think I told Mr. Tim that too. And
Right.
you know, whatever you need,
Okay.
we'll work with you. And if course, I'm in it to make some money, so if it gets where I can't do it, then I won't do it.
I don't blame you. You can be hungry and poor at home. All right, so I make a motion that we approve this agreement with IT with Diversified Technical Solutions with the corrections that I have stated. Does anybody else have any comments or concerns about this contract? All right, I made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas.
Yes.
Next item is item C, consider and approve bids for sale of property parcel numbers 99-70-4, 99-70-6, and 67B-77. These are the items that we put a minimum bid on at our last meeting, and I believe the bidding closed out today. Did we get any bids on those?
So you received a bid on two different properties. Address one that you did receive one on that one, 67B-77. Nobody bid at all. Minimum bid that's on that one is $8,000. You want me to go through them all bids?
If you would.
Map and parcel 99-70-6, the minimum bid at last meeting was $10,753. You received a minimum, or you received a bid from Walk-In Properties. I believe that's an LLC. James Walker is the managing member of the LLC, it appears, Black Sheriff. He placed a bid in the amount of $17,000. And then we also received a bid on map and parcel 99-70-4 from the same entity, Walt Wright Properties. Managing member James Walker. The minimum bid was $24,024 on that parcel, and he put a bid in at $25,000. It's not understanding the amount of clerk, but his bid actually contained the entire bid amount of that line.
Yes.
Instead of just 10%.
Okay, so that has all of, so we need a motion to accept these bids, and I don't remember who you said it was from.
It's Walt Wright Properties.
So I make a motion that we accept the bids for parcel number 99-70-4 in the amount of $25,000, and also parcel number 99-70-6 in the amount of $17,000 from Walt Wright Properties.
That's correct.
Okay. I'll show it to you.
I think, I was thinking, yeah, if we'll just, why don't we just amend the motion to say we accept the minimum bids on those two parcels.
Okay. Do we also need to change the,
Let me, you want me to just clarify that for the record, what the bids were again? On map and parcel 99-70-4, the minimum bid was $24,024. The bid that we received was $25,000. On map and parcel 99-70-6, the minimum bid was $10,753, and the bid that we received was for $17,000.
okay. Do we also want to change the minimum bid for 67B-77 at the same time, since we didn't get any bids on those, the minimum bid? And since we didn't get anything on those, since this is all under the same line item? change that minimum bid to $6,000.
What was it? It was $8,000.
It was 8,000, and we didn't get any bids on that.
And that was map and parcel 67B-77.
Is that motion clear enough, Madam Clerk, or do I need to play with that?
That's good. 6,000, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Change that minimum bid to $6,000.
I'll second that. We take, reduce that deal on 67 Bravo dash 77 to $6,000, and we will accept the two minimum bids for the parcels.
Any comments or concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Good. Two more properties back on the tax digest. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Beaver and Madam Clerk for taking care of that. All right. Next item is consider and approve changing the term limit time to be placed on the ballot. So we've already approved this, but the time is not going to be in, what were we changing that to November, from November to March? And that way we don't have to have a special election just for that. And that will also be at the same time that provided the negotiations go well on this clause. Also, I'll entertain a motion for changing that term limit time to be placed on the March ballot.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Any comments or concerns? Madam Clerk?
Chairman, I will let y'all actually approved that on February the 6th, the 23rd, to actually place, to approve the resolution to put the term limits on the ballot for the voters to vote on in November. So y'all voted at that time to put it on the ballot.
We don't have to vote to change it.
You do need to change,
Unless
yeah, you do need to, yes.
This
So
is the
we're-
only thing that happened, at this point, the only thing that happened is the election superintendent is going to call for the election, which you have to start doing, I believe, in August. So if we're going to change it, you just need to let her know not to do the call for the election. And we'll probably need to pass a new resolution at the end of the year, beginning of 24, if you want to put it back on the ballot in March.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
All right, next item is consider approve setting minimum bids on parcel J 14-153. We all have a price for these properties. That one, the tax sale minimum bid amount that Miss Denise furnished us on that particular one is $7,759.37. So we just need to set a minimum bid for that, and I would think it needs to be that or a little bit higher, so that we can recoup the funds. No, they're actually separated out, EF and G, I think,
I
yes.
make a motion that we place a reserve bid on that Juliet 12-153 for $9,000.
Sorry.
J 14, yeah.
On the agenda page,
Mr. Hopkins, I think it was correct, but on the inside of the book, it says J12, it should be J20.
Okay, so I see how,
Yes, sir.
Juliet 14-153.
Said $9,000? Okay.
I second that motion. Commissioner Thomas, did you second that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Who seconded it? I'm sorry. Commissioner Thomas?
Commissioner
did.
Thomas?
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
Yes. Next item is consider and approve set minimum bid for parcel number 98-131. That's the second one on that page, and the amount that Ms. Denise gave us is $7,873.75. We need to set a minimum bid on that in the form of a motion.
I'll make a motion that we place a bid of, minimum bid of $9,000 on property 98-131.
I second that.
Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
All right, next item is the third property. Consider and approve setting minimum bid for parcel number 100 Bravo-13-2. And that number on that property that Miss Denise gave us is $8,341.01. And I'll entertain a motion that we set a minimum bid for that piece.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox?
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
Item H, consider and approve grant for airport for layout plan. They gave us the paperwork on this, and this is something that's a continuation of what we've been doing out there. And this layout plan is supposed to be done every 15 to 20 years. The last time the plan was updated was in 2000, so we are overdue, and we need to approve the plan. There's a grant attached to this plan, and the grant is $180,000, and the portion that we have to pay will be $10,000. And I think this is, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is just kind of to show us which way we need to go to continue the ultimate goal we have for the airport. Is that not correct?
Yes, sir, that's correct.
So, I know in the previous meetings that we approved the continuing number and it's in the budget. So, it's got a long, 20-something year project. So, exactly what is this detail, what we're talking about now?
The next step in that process.
In that process.
Yeah, and
Which
that's,
is
And what they'll do, Commissioner Hopkins, is they'll update the current plan we have, showing all the work that y'all done so far. And so the FAA requires this, that all airports have this plan in place. And so they've got an engineering firm that's already, that y'all been working with, and everything, and will take care of it. And basically, the state of Georgia and the federal government have released some money to help pay for it. So this is just saying, Yeah, we want y'all to know the space.
So this is the next phase on what we already agreed upon, you just have to agree to accept the next phase.
Well, now, it's not,
It's just to tell us where we need to go.
yeah,
It's not approving the money for, but just kind of keep us in line, I think, with the FAA
That's
on,
correct.
on where we want to go with the airport and how, you know, which planes and things like that it accommodates and keep us in legalities with the FAA.
and the culmination of this plan, once they get through with it, it'll also be something that y'all can use, that they can make recommendations saying, hey, in the next 10, 15 years, here's what you can expect for the airport and growth, here's what you may want to look at, that type of thing.
Thank y'all for that. I make a motion.
Any more comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
yes,
All right, next item we have is appointments, Aging Advisory Committee. Ashley Armfield with term expiring 6/30/2023. I guess we'll just do these one at a time. This is an at-large appointment. Didn't know if anybody has anybody that she's not willing to serve anymore, so we will need somebody to take this position. Didn't know if anybody has anybody in mind that they would like to appoint.
Kevin, the individual has to be 60 years or older.
That's right.
Is that the only requirement?
It's our requirements. Yeah, I think that's it, 60 years. The meeting is in Helena. They are quarterly meetings, and they will be the third Tuesday of that first month in the quarter. But other than that, I think that's it. 60. I have someone that would be willing to be on this committee, and that would be Miss Janice Phillips. And she said that she's going to take out of her plan to do this. I never would believe it as much as she's got going on. She's going to make time.
Okay.
I know the first meeting she's not, because I think they have a meeting this month.
Yes.
I don't think she's going to be able to because of time, but she will make sure she can go to the rest of them. So I make a motion we appoint Ms. Janice Phillips to the Aging Advisory Committee.
I'm second that.
Any comments, concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
yes,
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.
You plan to go in?
Next item, B, Aging Advisory Committee, Mr. Lowell Mallard, with his term expiring 6/30/2023, and he is not willing to serve anymore. And I don't have any more names of people or anybody that would be willing. Does anybody that would be knows about what to be on that board? Everybody that knows. So I make a motion, we table this until next month and give everybody the opportunity, and anybody out there that, I'm not asking you to women their age, but, just advise them if they do want to do it, the one requirement is that they be 60 years of age or older.
I second that.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
yes,
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary.
Yes. Item C under appointments, Region 5 Advisory Council for Mental Health, Developmental Disabilities, and Addictive Diseases. Miss Alden Starling, the term expired. I think she filled a
Partial.
partial term.
Yes.
And did you reach out to her?
I did reach out to Ms. Starling, and she's willing to continue to serve.
Okay, well, I make a motion that we appoint her to continue to serve on that.
I said, we're blessed to have her on that.
Any more comments? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCreary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes. I'll do it. I'll do it. All right, next thing, items with the county administrator.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I have two. The first one is, y'all have all been invited by Superior Court Judge Stephen Kelly to attend drug court this Thursday. They're having graduation at 9:45. And it is, and the main reason he wanted to invite the commissioners is because it's a program that obviously we as the county put money into. And you won't have to stay for the entire time, just we kind of wanted to invite y'all if you can, if you're in town, to come by and witness the graduation. I've been to a couple of them, and they are, they're nice, because you have the folks come up and kind of give a little short testimony. And considering everything that the sheriff's department has to deal with, it's a fantastic program versus just sticking somebody on probation. I mean, this is an accountability program where they're encouraged, at the same time they are held accountable for lapses or whatever. And there's some great success stories that come out of it. There's obviously some failures too, but the vast majority of successes. Just to see those folks make it through that. It's a long process. It really is. It's good. So he wanted to invite y'all if you're in town, please come by on an hour.
Courtroom C.
Courtroom C. It's this Thursday. It's going to be at 9:45. The second item I've got, we were contacted by district last week or the week before, I can't remember now. Our rec department, Wayne County specifically, in the last 5 years, has won more state titles and championships, district championships, than any other county in our district. So I wanted to make y'all aware of that, and thank Mr. Eccles for being here. Great job. I think in a little bit, the clerk has going to have him come up and talk about Pizza Island. He's more confronting. At that time, I would like for him to just quickly go through, because he's been wrapping up a lot of sports this summer and stuff, and through spring. And if you listen to Problem Radio or read the newspaper, you'll see we've had a lot of success this year as well as the last 4 years. So I can't thank you enough, Steph, for everything you're doing. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Items with Madam Clerk.
Okay, the first item is, I've got items for board approval. One is sheriff, E911, EMA, and courts is the air management system incorporated. It's the computer system and software failed that was installed 6 to 7 years ago for the air conditioner system. This amount is to purchase the new computer system and software for cooling and heating the entire building, and that includes a courtroom C. This was not a budgeted item, but we can expense it out of equipment repairs and maintenance for the 4 departments. And the total cost is, it's $15,489, and we will split the 4 ways, which is $3,872.25 each for each department. And then the next item is recreation department. Sheriff, you got anything you want to say before I move on to rec?
Yeah, we don't need fat boys sweating at the sheriff's office.
Did you say this is already an approved item?
It was not a budgeted item, but we can do it out of equipment repairs and maintenance, and we should be okay.
Okay, so you don't need a vote on this.
I will need y'all to vote on it because it's over the $15,000 that the county administrator can approve.
They gonna sweat the rest of July?
Yeah,
All right.
nah. Once y'all approve it, I'm sure he'll be on the phone tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
All right, the next one is the rec department, sweeper for the fields. The old sweeper is like 24 years old and you can no longer get the parts to repair it. This sweeper will pick up like, grass clippings, sunflower seeds, leaves, pine straw, and pine cones, cigarette butts, and the cost is $68,504.81. This is a SPOS expense for recreation, and the SPOS recreation budget currently is $870,211.38. So that will come out of SPOS. Sped, you want to speak on that?
Yes, ma'am. I think Paul, went out there when they did a demo. I wasn't there, but they, Paul said it went pretty good with the demo they had. The ones we got now is by Toro. Toro didn't make them no more. And we have to pull, the one we got now, we have to pull it. You have to crank it with a battery, you have to pull it with another Toro. This one now is you just drive it like a little car and it just goes like a street sweeper. And it picks up your clippings and all that, like I said, but the old one's like 24 years old and it sounds like a jet airplane every time you crank it up out there. But it's done its job, and like I said, this thing is, you know, we use our super 3 times a week when we cut our field, so it's going to get, you know, you money's worth out of it. But like I said, we can take it anywhere we want to take it and pick up grass or trash, whatever we want to do. You know, it's just not going to be for the ballpark. We can take it to community centers, what we need to do. So it's just a well, you know, like I said, we use at least 3 times a week doing our fields, you know, picking up clippings on our fields. So.
I think, I'm sorry, if I can add, Spec was out of town, so he asked me if I could ride out there and watch the demonstration. I did. I was impressed with it from a county administrator standpoint, the county commissioner standpoint. The one thing that struck me was this, and I talked to Josh and Charlie and all the guys out there, and basically doing what they do now is at least 2 men, one handling the Toro sweeper, the other one with a blower, sitting there blowing it out and everything, trying to get it to meet pile, because the Toros wore out. In the time we're in now, we're having a hard time finding employees, so the rec department has lost some employees and we haven't been able to replace those. It's a device that more than likely we're going to see more and more in the future where it can make the amount of manpower we have just more productive. So now instead of having 2 guys doing what they used to do, you can stick 1 guy on that piece of machinery and take care of it. It does a great job.
Let me get y'all some updates on what we're doing right now. I know last meeting, we got the signs dedicated for the field for the 3 gentlemen. I have contacted all 3 families. They just got through with our brackets to hang the signs on. Our signs will probably be ready next week. We need to get a time and a date. I was thinking we'd wait till this fall, because it's so hot right now. I don't think anybody wants to go out and do a dedication sign at 90 degrees out there. So maybe this fall when it cools down a little bit, we can get with everybody and let's get the dedication to these people, please, because it's, you know, it's well deserved for these 3 gentlemen. But like I said, we you know, I think everything's on track to get done, so we just have to set us a date this fall. Been a busy summer, baseball, softball, swim, tennis, golf. I got 38 swimmers going to compete in state this Thursday and Friday in Moultrie. I got 13 golfers that's going to be competing in golf next week in Alma, and I got 4 tennis players going to be competing in state in Moultrie. So, on top of that, we got baseball and soccer and football registration going on right now. So it's been a successful summer. So, and we're looking forward to the fall, and just thank y'all for y'all's support. So,
Can you tell us where those swimmers practice at?
In the backyard of a doctor's swimming pool. I think it's Dr. Velosa, if I'm not mistaken, I might be wrong, but I think it's Dr. Velosa. Yeah, they swim in the back of somebody's backyard. I think we had 48 swimmers compete in district a couple of weekends ago. And We got 38 of them going state, and like I said, they go state this week. And like I said, we compete pretty good. Well, I think we compete very well for us not to have swimming pool. You know, and I think David Alden does a heck of a job with these kids because he has to split up times for each one of them to be there, because they all can't be there at one time. You can't put 38 kids in the pool at one time. I think it's only a 3-lane pool, so, and he does an excellent job with it. So, like I said, maybe, you know, in the future we can get us a swimming pool here and continue the dominance in our swimming team like it's doing now, so.
I do still want to see the striking machine when you get a chance.
Okay, well, we got soccer fixing to come up, so it's fitting football field. Paul come out there one day and see, he was,
And once again, and that's probably what struck me about the sweepers, because I've already seen the striping machine work. And once again, you know, I remember years ago, you know, watching, anytime you watch somebody either have to stripe a baseball, softball field or whatever, you got 2 or 3 guys out there doing it. And literally now, what you got is one man out there with an iPad and does the whole thing. And this machine draws the prettiest, straightest lines you've ever seen in your life. I mean, it's just another one of those items where I see, unless something changes, where the future's going, where a piece of machinery, you know, we talked about robots and machines replacing people. But in our situation with the county, when you're having trouble hiring folks, you can buy a piece of machinery that is productive enough to replace 2 or 3 employees. So now you just got one guy out there, and he can do a whole field in how long?
he can do all 4 of my ball fields in less than 20 minutes.
And what did it used to take to do 4 ball fields probably with 2
About
or
an
3
hour.
people? Yeah.
It usually takes us about 16 hours to paint our soccer fields. And we have to do all of them, because that's coming up. And we can paint them in less than 2 hours. Football field the same way. Like I said, you don't have to pull no strings out there. And like I said, that thing's amazing. Like I said, you can mash a button and tell it to go, and it goes, and it'll let you know when the battery's running low or the paint's running low. And you can go do other stuff. You can go pick up trash or clean bathrooms while this machine's running. You ain't got to watch it. It'll go take it. But I'm telling you, that's the ticket. That's technology right there. It's saved us a bunch of time. It saved a bunch of time for baseball and softball, but our time consuming is going to be football and soccer when we're playing on the field every day. So.
What a blessing for the taxpayers and the
Oh, it
voters
is. Like I said,
to be willing to
hey,
pay for that and
that was unreal. Like I
advanced
said.
technological equipment that we have so that you
Yes,
can do that.
yes. Like I said, but when we start doing the soccer fields, I give y'all a call and let y'all come see this thing, because I'm telling you, it's amazing. So, it really is.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
You want me to continue, or you want to approve those items
Let's
first?
go ahead and approve these for the sheriff to get some air conditioning for $15,489. We got bids on those, did you say?
Well, it's actually the system, the company that we use that's for our air conditioner, they would actually replace this software since it's their unit.
Okay.
And this is gonna come out of, it's gonna be split 3-way, 5 ways, right?
4 ways.
4 ways.
Sheriff, E911, EMA, and court.
It's gonna come out of the maintenance budget.
Equipment repairs and maintenance budget, yes. And then spec sweeper, that will come out of SPOS for $68,504.81.
We'll do them one at a time, because one is SPOS.
SPOS and one's general fund.
Yes.
Okay.
So can I get a second on the
Yes.
sheriff?
Which one did you do? Sheriff first?
Yes, ma'am.
You motioned?
Yes,
I
sir.
second.
Second, okay.
Any comments, concerns? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Hickox?
yes,
Commissioner Gordon?
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary?
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas?
Yes.
The next item will be for rec coming out of the SPOS for $68,504.81 for a sweeper.
Sweep. That's what they call it.
Not a broom, but a
That's not a
sweeper.
broom, it's a sweeper. That's
Okay.
what they call it, a sweeper, a hawk sweeper.
I make a motion that we approve the 68,000. Second.
Any comments, concerns?
The only comment I've got is, you said we had over like $870,000 in the SPOS fund, so that's gonna bring, probably bring it down to around 803,000 or whatever. So, I think it's a good thing.
Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Gordon,
Yes.
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox.
Yes.
Thank you.
My other items are the
Thank
May.
you. That man won't be following that.
The May 2023 budget report compared to May 2022, the revenues for '23 was $1,181,898.26. 2022 revenues were $1,116,775.74. Overall revenues are up from 2022 by 5.83%. Expenses for '23 were $2,304,051.64. 2022 was $1,939,779.24, and overall expenses are up by 18.78%. Your fund balances as of June 30th, 2023, general fund is $1,051,537.73. Lost treasury account is $12,164,007.83. SPOS 4, $5,798,525.83. T-SPOS, $4,396,246.75. American Rescue Plan, $4,561,724.60. And then the revolving loan fund, $271,583.47. That's all I have.
Thank you. Next is the county commissioner's items. Commissioner Thomas.
I don't have anything else.
Commissioner Hickox, do you have anything for commissioner's items?
I just gotta say a big thank you. Saturday night, my daddy just started bleeding. He's bleeding out of his nose, bleeding out of his mouth, bleeding. They couldn't find it, they couldn't stop it. By Sunday afternoon, they life-flighted him to Savannah. The Wayne County EMS showed up fast and professional and treated him so well. And the evac, the air evac people, they treated him like he was their own. And then I asked for prayers, and the doctors in Savannah could not find where this bleeding was coming from. They just couldn't find it, and they couldn't stop it until it just stopped. And they were prepping him to go to surgery, and then they turned around and released him because they couldn't find any blood loss anymore. Thank you so much, Wayne County.
He's real.
That's all I got.
That's enough. All right. Commissioner Gordon?
I want to talk about the fire department just a minute, put another feather in Wayne County's hat. Our ISO rating is a score given to a community by an insurance company. They give it to the county, they give it to the insurance company. The lower score, lower insurance premium. So it's important to every citizen to have a good ISO score. Last week, we purchased a used fire engine from another county. to the tune of $65,000. It took a trailer, I'm guessing, 8 feet to 10 feet long, and a pickup truck to bring all the excess equipment that they flew into the truck. Valued somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 for just the equipment. That truck alone new is somewhere in the neighborhood of $450,000. We got the equipment and the truck for $65,000. It came with so much equipment, chainsaw, skill saw, all these tools to cut through doors, those lower ISO ratings. This engine, from what I understand, will be going to Guard Eye, volunteer fire department, and just puts another feather in Wayne County's hat. It's something we needed desperately, and we're in a process right now of pouring 2 slabs for volunteer fire department, so it should be done by the end of next week. And these things are moving. Thank you for the time.
I have a couple of things. The letters for the Omaha Bluff, Mr. Beaver, have they been sent out, or do you know that we have not followed up on that?
I think y'all voted on it the last meeting. I contacted the trustees who were involved with handling the funds, emailed them, but y'all voted to go ahead and resend the letters out. They're in the process of going out. I don't think they've been mailed yet, but in the next couple, 2-3 weeks, they should go out.
Okay. Thank you. Also, I'd like to thank everybody that's here, showing support, wanting to come and hear what we have, what the progress that's being made by this commission. It floors me every time we come to a meeting, and the progress and that all the commissioners are trying to get out and do their part, what they were elected for, to try to get this commission and get things going. Because a lot of times when you add the government in, everything is slow and nothing goes fast, but they're not letting up on them. They're going to make sure that whoever's supposed to be doing something is getting it done. And I just want to commend all the commissioners for the parts that they're doing on it. And our administrator and the job that he's doing, he's got a lot to do, a lot to learn, and he's definitely jumped in with both feet and willing to look up anything that I've asked. I don't know about y'all, but everything I've asked for any information or things like that I needed, he's been willing to get that information, and so that we can be the commissioners that we need to be, because we have to have a strong backbone. Madam Clerk, that leads to you. This county doesn't know how blessed they are to have Amanda here. Some of the days, I don't know what time she gets here, because I don't get up that early, I'll be honest with you. But I know it's early and stays late. The things that she does for this county is just impeccable, and I just want to thank her. Andy, thank you for working on these properties and getting them lined up so that we can get those back on the digest and start collecting tax money on those again for the taxpayers. And other than that, I don't have anything else. I would make a motion on the next that we go into executive session for litigation. Can I get a second? Madam Clerk?
Commissioner McCrary,
Yes.
Commissioner Hopkins,
Yes.
Commissioner Thomas,
Yes.
Commissioner Hickox,
Yes.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yes.